Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're making a Rockin Beanie. So let's get to it. Before we get started though, you're gonna need a few things. First and foremost, of course, you need two t-shirts. So it can be an old t-shirt or you can be brand new t-shirts. In this video, I went and bought some plain color t-shirts because I really wanted it to be a specific green and because I wanted to be look like a fun dinosaur. But yeah, get any two t-shirts, preferably a size large, but if you're doing this with a kiddo, maybe some smaller sizes. And then you're going to need a measuring tape because you got to measure ahead. You're going to need some kind of form to mark your fabric. So one that I like to use, of course, is like a chalk or a marker, but there is fabric markers, there is fabric chalk, so go check it out. And then last but not least, fabric scissors. And now you're ready to go. So step one of the Rockin Beanie. So again, the handout is on just Joss'n. But the step one is to measure the circumference of your head and then divide it by 2. So let's go ahead and do that. The widest. About 23. So once you measure and mark, you're moving on to step 2, where you're going to draw the shape of your beanie. So about 10 inches from the top of one t-shirt, draw a slightly horizontal line, X inches long, right? It depends on your measurement. Then sketch an arc above the line that peaks about 10 inches high. And if you're not really good at sketching arcs, you can always use a French curve or some kind of curve ruler in general to help you with that. Then from the bottom of the X, draw a long 3-inch wide rectangle all the way down to the shirt's bottom hem. All right, once it's all drawn out, you are ready to move on to step 3 and cut it out. All you're gonna do is cut along your lines, either through one shirt or both. And the goal is to have 2 identical pairs. So there's no right or wrong way to cut this. You can either cut one shirt, use that outline as a pattern for the second shirt, or you can cut both shirts at the same time. In general, you might want to use fabric pins. Any material, any fabric that stretches tends to move a little bit. So that would be my suggestion, but you don't need to if you're a pro. Or you don't care because you think it's a design limit. Either way, have fun and cut it out. Chugging along to step 4. So step 4, we're gonna do basically 2 things. We're gonna layer and then we're gonna prep for the fringe. So first thing, remove any fabric pins if you have, and you're gonna layer the 2 shirts together. Right sides are going to be facing each other. So if you have 2 graphic t-shirts, like if they have graphics, you want them facing out. If you have solid colors like mine, it don't matter. Just make sure they're lined up. Once you line up your fabric, you're now prepping for the fringe. So here you're going to line them up, and around the edge of the arc of your beanie shape, that's where you're going to make little small holes. So the holes should be about 3 to 4 inches. But if you're using an awl like me, I just used whatever the diameter was. But the hole is about 3-4 inches, and then the spacing of it is about 1.5 inches apart. All right, we're getting close to the end. Now we're gonna go through step 5 through 7, which is pretty much prepping your strips and just knotting it together, literally. I mean, this is no sewing, you're tying your beanie together. So how many strips do you need? Well, that varies depending on the number of holes you made in step 4, like the little holes around the arc of your beanie. That's how many strips you need. And then as for the size, the recommendation is about 1.5 inches by 5 inches, but you can make, if you want an extra long mane, cut longer strips. But once you have all your strips cut, now you're ready to make your cow hitch knot. How are you gonna do this? You're gonna fold one strip in half, push the loop halfway through the first hole, then pull the ends through the loop to tie a cow hitch knot. You're gonna do this in all the holes of your beanie, and then ta-da! This connects both sides of your hat, and have fun with it. So you can alternate the colors of your strips, make a fun pattern. It don't matter, just put the fabric strips through the holes and tie those cow hitches, and ta-da! Now you have your hat that's fully connected. All right, we're in the final 2 steps, step 8 and 9, where all we're gonna do is braid the finishing touches, literally. But before we can braid, we gotta make some strips. So in the bottom of your very long, lengthwise fringe dangle on the side of the beanies, you're gonna cut lengthwise about 3 inches apart to make 3 strips, 3 dangling fringe, as you will. From there, you're just gonna braid it together and then use an extra piece of your t-shirt or any scrap just to tie it all together, wrap it up in a little bow, and ta-da! Just like that, you've made your no-sew Rockin Beanie. Let's say. There we go, perfect. It's good for winter, and if you pick green like I did, you can be a dinosaur. But yeah, you could definitely make this a variation and make this super long, like, and to make it like more luscious. Also, something I didn't do and you can do is like mix up the layers, because it's 2 layers each. So then you can have like a mix of the different greens in the braid rather than 2 colors. I didn't think of that, but you know, everyone has a different design aesthetic. And anyway, hopefully you like this video. If you want more, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I'm just Joss'n. Bye.